Hello and welcome to another exciting installment of Bad Creepypasta. Today's story...
Exciting and bad never go well together.
They never do, except for the times when they do. Today's story is iSacrifice, link in the description as always. I'm joined by my friends MD Phantasm and the augmented Russian Heavy. It's good to have you guys on the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Blood.
This was not long ago, and I honestly wish it was.
That is a great start to any story.
Oh, yes.
When I first received a part-time job stocking shelves at the local grocery store, I was not all too excited. What I didn't enjoy was my first paycheck.
You hate money! Do you really hate money?
Nobody hates money.
I smell Stalin over there.
It was not as much as I hoped, but it was enough for an iPod Touch. It was not as much as I hoped. It was not as much as I hoped.
Buy that, apparently.
But it was fucking loads. I was looking at the local pawn shop. It was a 64GB Touch with a camera, which I always thought was neat. What was odd was that it was
64 gigabytes? Nah. Cameras? Nah. Oh, it has touch features. Neat.
It's very neat.
Near perfect condition.
Oh, wow. That is the only odd thing about it.
I smell that something's bad's gonna happen.
And was not expensive. Hell, it seemed like the shop wanted to get rid of it.
Because nobody buys it anymore.
I received my first paycheck.
It's outdated.
Not as much as expected, of course, but enough for the touch. I walked into the shop, which was tiny. The iPod was sitting on the shelf, just begging to be taken at the low price of $150. I decided to buy it. Now, hang on a minute, guys.
That is low!
This guy...
Oh, holy shit! Another person joined us!
Hello.
I'm here.
Right, we're in the middle of recording the show at the moment. You want to say hello? You're on the show. Do you want to say hello?
Oh, hi.
Way to barge in.
Yeah, bust into the chat.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Just sit quietly and laugh at the appropriate moments.
Okay.
So here's what I don't get about this story, right? This guy's taken a job, part-time job, stocking shelves.
And they pay that much
at a grocery store. Not only does it pay that much money, it pays enough money for this guy to presumably buy food and pay his bills and still have $150 left over to buy an iPod. The shopkeeper asked, "Are you sure about it, boy?" I stared at him like he was crazy. "Yeah, I am," I said with a nod. I handed him the money, and he handed me the touch. You got the touch!
You have been given the touch.
What's really disturbing is that you and I both made that exact joke at the same time.
I walked to my car and sat down on it. I looked at it.
Oh, I sat down in my car, and it made a huge-ass dent.
I looked at it and looked at the back. The back shocked me. It was engraved with a pentagram.
Of course it was.
Oh, I smell Satan around here.
Satan? Oh, does it come with free Sonic games?
Yeah. Oh, God. It looked burned onto the iPod, more or less.
Oh, hi, we're going the Brandon iPod. Just watch me and this poker.
With stars and circle burned into it. I assume a Satanist must have on it blast.
What?
That is the only logical explanation.
It wasn't some bored goth. No, it was a Satanist.
I turned it on, and oddly enough, it still had some battery. The lock picture was an upside-down cross on fire.
St. Peter, why?
I unlocked it, and I was greeted to the home screen. It had a picture of another pentagram as the background. It had only the basic apps. Nothing new downloaded. Curiosity got to me, and I opened the camera. Only photos on there were the lock and home screen pictures. Then I decided to see the videos. There was one on there, and the thumbnail was black.
Eat your microphone, everyone. This is a new drinking game, but instead of drinking, we're eating, and it involves our microphones.
Okay. Yes. I think this is where it's gonna shake the whole thing. There were 3 people in this. One was the cameraman. One was dressed in a black robe wearing a ski mask,
A ski mask!
Wow.
and another was a woman.
Oh, we have these two people that actually might have done something in their lives, and here's a chick that did nothing.
The thing was, the woman was against the wall. She had nails put into her hands, holding her against the wall. She was screaming for mercy. The cloaked man smirked from the mouth hole in his mask.
Who else would he smirk?
He withdrew a knife from under his robe. He lifted the young woman's shirt up and began to cut a crescent into her
Inter!
She cried and cried, but he cut deeper and deeper. Blood poured out of the wound as she screamed. The man stopped cutting and threw salt into the cut. She cried even louder as she bled. The man took off the mask to show his creepy charred face.
Creepy, charred face. Are you fucking with me?
It's Barney.
Well, who else could it be?
Barney!
It looked like he was burned on his face.
It was
bad.
bad face.
What? No shit!
Hey, what is this? Is it Freddy Krueger or something? I don't know. It's kind of familiar.
It's probably Luigi.
He smiled and stuck out his tongue, which was forked and pierced. The video ended. I didn't want to explore the iPod anymore. As I ran back into the store, I tried to return it.
You ran back into the store. You didn't even open the goddamn door?
I tried to run it, but the clerk refused. He told me he doesn't want it. He doesn't want anyone else to watch this morbid device.
Because that is the only thing you can do with iPods.
He also told me that no matter what anyone did, it would never be restored to factory settings. I decided to just take the iPod and threw it onto the highway. Cars ran over it, and it would not break. Horrified. Okay, so explain to me, how can an iPhone resist a car? As I went home to my room, the iPod was lying on my bed. Oh God! I turned it on.
Bow chicka wow.
And the lock screen changed to a sentence written in blood, saying, "We need a sacrifice." I never turned it on again. And it just sits there on my desk. I don't know what will happen.
How do you just
But
burn it or destroy it?
Oh, he tried those, but apparently he didn't try hard enough.
But all I know is I own the devil's iPod.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
What is
I own the devil's iPod. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The single most beautiful sentence ever spoken in the English language. I own the devil's iPod. I wish to ask something of the audience. If you feel that the Augmented Russian Heavy should do legit creepypasta readings, please leave a comment saying that. If you feel he should just do them on his channel.
Either that or you can pretty much force him to read 50 Shades of Grey. Either one works.
Yes, if you would like the Augmented Russian to read 50 Shades of Grey, leave a comment. This next story is called It's Okay, Your Soul Doesn't Matter.
It's kind of weird in a name like this.
I have never taken into consideration of myths, legends and horror stories to be real. No.
Really?
I never thought that through.
In fact, I knew they were for entertainment until 1 year ago when I experienced one. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. It was March 23rd, 2011, when I first encountered a real legend face to face. It was a windy, stormy night, and to make matters
Pretty much the
worse,
equivalent of dark and stormy.
we lived smack dab. Is that an expression?
Smack dab?
We lived
I don't know.
I know smack bang, I know smack dab. We lived smack dab in the middle of the woods, where help was miles and miles away.
Oh, god damn it.
I was playing at home with some of my friends, Parker, Kietzen, and Elisa. We were playing games, watching television, and of course, like any person would on a stormy night, tell horror stories and legends. No,
Obviously, it's not like they're going to search for the power box and flip the power back on. No, they're going to tell stories in the dark.
I like how the grammar here is like, if you break it down, it's like, we were playing games and tell horror stories.
Oh, god damn it.
Like, if you really break that down, that's what they're saying. I have heard most of the stories we were telling and listening to, but there was this some story that was very unfamiliar. The myth was called the Soul Thief.
It was a story, but now it's a myth. Make up your mind.
The myth goes that on stormy nights, like the one tonight, a creature, the Soul Thief, comes out and creeps into people's houses through windows and steals teens and children. Then when they get stolen, he takes them to his lair and gruesomely takes their souls with his staff. That innuendo much? This I knew was fake because it was cheesy.
That is the only reason why.
After that, I suggested that they spend the night. They thought it was a swell idea, so we all fell asleep in my living room. Sure you didn't fall asleep in the treehouse and your fucking
Who the fuck
dungarees?
uses swell anymore?
That's what I'm saying. They're up in the treehouse reading comic books with fucking flashlights. At 11:52 p.m., that's so specific, a scream burst throughout the house. We woke up and ran to the kitchen. We saw Alyssa standing in the middle of the kitchen screaming, and what we saw made us freeze.
It was a giant ice cream cone!
It was Mr. Frosty. The creature from legend had his long green arms wrapped around her. He just stood there as Alyssa was screaming and kicking.
I'll save you, Alyssa!
I shouted. Great impression of me, thank you. Running towards her and the creature. Right as I was 5 feet away, I jumped at them. But then the creature
You must have an impressive leap there, buddy!
opened its wings and flew out the kitchen window.
A creature at that size?
No. Wait, we need to do that again. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
No!
No!
Good enough.
Kirsten
Yeah, it's good.
and Parker said, running to the window.
What the heck was that?
Kirsten asked.
It was the creature.
Parker said.
I don't care what it was.
I said, getting up.
Hey, that's me!
I think it was me that said that.
Whatever it was,
this video
we're
is
switching voices now. Fuck you.
This video
Whatever.
No!
This video is spiraling out of control.
We'll just do this again. I don't care what it was.
I said getting up.
Oh, whoops.
Whatever it was.
Great impression of Michael.
Whatever it was. It took Alyssa, and we need to get her back before it's too late.
I said. They both nodded, and we went into the basement and got some weapons.
Fuck off! Where did you get those?
Who keeps weapons in their basement? I was staying at my friend Buffy's house. We all ran back upstairs.
I know.
It's a good thing that my dad has a gun vault in his basement.
We all ran back upstairs and went outside in the cold rain and got into the truck. Then Parker said,
What truck exactly?
and we looked where... Look, and we looked where he was pointing.
Hey, look, a distraction!
The creature was on the roof holding Alyssa, who was still kicking and screaming. He jumped into the air and started flying away.
Hang on!
I said, as I forcefully backed up and started driving forward. We followed the creature until the car dropped.
Oh!
What the hell? Is this a creepypasta or it's a freaking action movie made it out for children's?
We had fallen into a hole. We got out.
You couldn't even see that, you dumbasses.
Fell into a hole. Fucking council. We got out and saw the creature fly and land in front of the car and walk deeper down into a cave that was in the hole.
What?
What the hell? Let's follow him.
Are we not going to let Phantasm do any voices? Okay.
Let's follow him.
Parker said. We all crawled through the cave. We kept hearing Alyssa scream, then we found a light. As we almost entered the room, we saw the creature. We quickly hid behind a boulder. It had tied
That was
Alyssa to a
somewhere in the
stone,
cave.
and the soul thief grabbed his staff.
Oh, crap.
I whispered as he walked very loudly as he walked over to Alyssa.
No.
I said as I was being portrayed by Shia LaBeouf. Then the creature used the staff and jabbed the staff into Alyssa's stomach. She screamed bloody murder. Then he said some words and yanked the staff out of her, and on the staff was this blue orb. As it left Alyssa's body, her head
I think
sagged.
this just turned into Soul Eater.
She was dead.
Yes, but whatever.
And then, no!
Kirsten shouted, added in post-production by George Lucas. We covered her mouth. The creature quickly shifted his head over to where we were. He started crawling to us.
Apparently the fucker can't even walk. I'll distract him while you guys get out of here.
Parker said.
No! No!
Oh my god, what the fuck did I do?
Kirsten said.
Just go. It will be okay.
He said.
Come on.
I said, as I picked her out. We ran around
I
the
picked
corner.
her out of this bush, and she looked very ripe and fresh.
I turned around and saw Parker pull out a knife.
Fuck you. Come at me, you gross, ugly-ass creature. Oh my god, a curse.
He said. The monster charged towards him, jabbed his staff through Parker's chest, punctuation is your friend. Blood shot everywhere. Then the soul thief picked up his body with the staff and threw Parker's body over his head.
How is that even possible?
Go! Run!
I said. We both exited the cave and I got in the car. Just as soon
It's
as
a
we
car
started
now!
to
I
drive
thought it was
away,
a truck!
the creature blasts. Hey! The tent swaps happened. Through the windshield and stabs me and Kirsten over and over again until we die. I screamed as I woke up, apparently
Becoming
furious.
a Super Saiyan.
I was covered in sweat. I'm not convinced it was sweat. And my heart was pounding and my breath was heavy.
What dream? Awkward pause. Okay, then. Am I reading this now?
Apparently, fuck it.
Yep.
I was
Oh.
It was just a dream.
I said in relief. Then I look around, and then it did so well to stay in the same tents for ages, and now it's just throwing it around willy-nilly. Then I look around, and then a sight made my heart stop. Beside
And then he died.
beside the top corner of the fireplace was the creature, staring at me with red eyes.
It's okay.
The creature said in a raspy voice.
Your soul doesn't matter. Title drop! Woo!
So, let's have a look at the reviews. Nigerian Prince says, I like that ending. I don't.
Sean aside says, whoa, that was a good story, this face.
So, and those are the only two reviews. So, shall we all go around and leave our thoughts on those two pastas we read then?
You do that.
Okay, so the first one we read was iSacrifice. To be honest, very, very short. The only thing particularly hilarious about it was the ending, which made the whole thing worthwhile. The fact that he jumps to the conclusion that it was a Satanist who owned it because there was a pentagram on the back is completely ridiculous. Nobody would jump to that conclusion.
I never really, stayed here to read that, so I don't know.
Well, you'll find out in the video, love.
That's all right. Well, wait your turn. So that's my opinion on that story. It's okay, your soul doesn't matter. The second one we read, completely terrible grammar all over the place. For the most part, I didn't really understand what was going on, just because the sentences, the punctuation was so all over the place that it was just a chore to read, and I found it very difficult to really keep a grasp on everything.
It wasn't too bad, but it was kind of a ripoff of Soul Eater, since the souls in Soul Eater are just blue orbs.
Don't watch too much anime, so fuck that.
Yeah, but if anyone watches this video and knows
the comparisons to Soul Eater would probably be to Bad Blood, not this.
Yeah, I imagine so. Russian, what are your thoughts on these two stories? As I believe you were one of the people that found them.
Honestly, I must say, iSacrifice was, how can I say? And so, in my words, I must say, it was pretty, the simple idea was dumb already. It's a freaking iPod that is possessed. And like you just said, I felt the story was kind of very poor and maybe a little bit cliched in some parts, and the character hating his money and stuff, and pretty much the end made just me laugh so much hard.
And the second one?
Because, it's okay, your soul doesn't matter. It's pretty much what melts my brain when I say this generation is kind of fucked up these days.
Oh, and Red Tuesday didn't.
But honestly, it's okay, your soul doesn't matter. It could have been good, but the way it is, it's just terrible. I mean, already, the way they show the monster isn't creepy. It's a 6-year-old drawing I see right now, goddammit. It's looking like an OC, like a very bad one. And it doesn't feel like a creepypasta. It feels like a kind of action fan fiction. I'm not quite sure how to put it in words. But in the end, what the fuck was this?
iSacrifice. Well, the premise itself is stupid. It's like, oh hey, I have an iPod. Oh no, it's demented, and that is the only conclusion I can come up with. It's not a prank. It's demented. For fuck's sake. You know, I like these stories where people just don't use their brains at all. You know, that's probably the best kind. And it's okay, your soul doesn't matter. I can pretty much sum it up with an example. Okay, children, today we're going to write a story. Should we take the good path with decent writing? Or should we take the bad path, which doesn't make any fucking sense at all? The bad path? Okay, then let's go!
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It basically didn't do anything right. It didn't, create any kind of atmosphere. It didn't use grammar in a way where you could actually understand it. It didn't use language.
I swear it was written by a child for other children.
I think,
Yes.
to be honest, I think that's an insult to children. I think that your average... In fact, you know what? I'm going to go on further and say these creepypastas, a lot of them are written by teenagers and children. You can tell, and that's no excuse. If anything, they should be better because those kids are in school learning this stuff. They're there every day learning how to use like proper grammar, how to use language properly, learning creative writing, learning English literature, learning English language. The fact that these are written by children should make them better, not worse.
Oh, you'd be surprised how quickly they could just dump information out of their head.
Fucking dreadful. Right, so this has been Bad Creepypasta. Thank you very much. A different lineup today to the usual bunch, but I've had a good time doing it. Thank you guys very much for joining me, and I'll see you soon for some more absurdist content.
They'll only get worse from here, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that and would like to see more videos like it, then why not click on my square head to subscribe. Alternatively, you can subscribe to my other channel where I do dramatic readings in a much less arrogant and sarcastic way. Perhaps you'd like to follow me on Twitter at MovieSherwood, or follow Toby on Twitter at SilentRocker, but not Matt because he's not on Twitter because he's too fat. If you'd like to leave a comment, then feel free to do so. You can let us know what you thought of the video, or whether there's a bad creepypasta you'd like to see us attack in a future installment of the show. Thanks very much for watching once again, and see you very, very soon.